Weisenbach Investments, and I haven't done a market review for just a little bit. So, this is just going to be kind of a more technical based rundown on the stock market here. So I will be watching my time because I don't have too much time. And let's get this show on the road. So first I'm looking at the SPX, not the Dow. And right here, you see we topped out and we broke this support. So since we did, I'm going to get a little bearish, at least for the rest of the short term. I kind of have been since here, but my point in the articles in the blog is that I think we're going to have a longer term uptrend. But we have two worries. We broke the 20-day and the 50-day. And if we break the 150, 200, or 100, 150 day, I'm going to have some serious worries about where our market's going. So let's just dive into some more individual stocks here. So I want to look first at the main sector I'm watching for the next couple of weeks is the tech sector, which is Apple, IBM, Facebook, specifically Apple, Google, and IBM. So look at Apple. And Apple, they're not really so sure about what they want to do with the iPad. You know, it's just bouncing around. They're not real sure on what they want to do. So naturally, Apple's just sort of bouncing. And then we have IBM just tanking on bad earnings. There's no buyers here, so I just would probably continue to see a sell-off. Facebook just shot up here, and if we look at the 15-minute chart, you can see that we just popped up and then we came off this 25 level, and then what ended up happening is we moved down, we're moving up. So if we break kind of this 130, let's just make it 123 about. Yeah, right there. If we break the 122.98 level around that zone, we probably will see a correction. So this right here is starting to worry me a little bit, but we are up just a little bit after hours. Let's take a look at Google then. And Google's pretty much struggling. We had a bad earnings report in Google, and we saw this move up, and then we see a continuation move down. So obviously there's no buyers, so I think the sellers are still in control in Google. Now then I want to look at banks here, JP Morgan, BC. So I had a channel in banks, and I believe it just touched the channel. The way I drew it before, it almost broke the channel. But anyway, here's our channel, and you can see that it was just steady progress up, and we almost broke, but then we bounced off, but very little bounce compared to the past bars. You can see this bar is just pretty muted, so, and very low volume on it. So I have some worries about the uptrend in JP Morgan. Bank of America doing slightly worse, and for now I still think I'd probably be short the banking sector. And you see this support here that keeps going up. If it breaks the support, I think we'll see a continuation move to the downside. And then I want to look at CMG. CMG continues to be pretty bad, but we're seeing a little bit of a recovery. I do think McDonald's on its bad earnings are going to continue to drag CMG down, especially while it breaks all of these moving averages, the 20, 50, and longer term 100, 150, and especially since it's breaking this support level. So we still might see a continued drag down, especially if the overall markets tend to fall. and that seems like it will cover everything. Just I'm looking at industrials because industrials have been falling of late also, and that's a lot of the meat in the U.S. economy. So, but from a fundamental standpoint, if industrials are starting to have some trouble, I'm a little worried about industrial stocks. And the same thing with utilities. They're supposed to be the strongest, safest stocks around, and they're breaking some of their large moving averages, so that's a serious worry. Now, if we see kind of a move down in the 3607 area, I think we'll see some issues. So last thing is the Russell 2000, and the thing to me, here's the problem. I had a support here, and the S&P has broken most of my levels that I've set for it, but some of the markets aren't doing what I thought they would do. Like here, I had a level around here, but the market isn't as bearish about it. And that might be a little bit of a worry to me. You see, we topped out around this zone, and then we're just kind of trailing. But you know, it continues. We saw it just continues to break pretty much everything, and then the Nasdaq Composite, same thing. Everything's pretty bearish, but until proven otherwise, I'm still bearish the S&P, and then bonds are just kind of bouncing around. I'm not too worried about it. And you know, other asset classes like commodities, gold, well, corn, gold, silver, soybeans, copper, I think they're going to continue to move down if stock prices